Oh, what does an agile coach need to be a legitimate, credible agile coach? That is a tough one. Number one, they don't need certification. All right, let me put that one out there now. Some of the best agile coaches I've worked with don't have a single piece of paper to back it up, but they know what they do. I'm far more interested in somebody's skill set and their mindset than their ability to attend a class. I mean, if you want to attend a class, come to mine. They're wonderful. But actually, that's going to give you foundational knowledge. Even the more advanced classes are only going to give you small snippets of what you could cover. Instead, in an agile coach, what I'm looking for is somebody who's incredibly knowledgeable in the world of agile, in the world of lean. They get the history, they know where things have come from, they have a toolbox that goes beyond one framework. They very often don't have this religiosity that you come across, right? They don't say everything has to fit into that box or into this box or into that box and any other box is wrong. They take a far more pragmatic approach. I don't mean that in the pejorative sense, I mean that in the they will use what they need to use from the wide toolbox that they have to make things work, to help teams become effective. So number one, and I think it's important, it's the first word in Agile Coach, knowledge of the world of Agile. Very broad. Working knowledge, not book knowledge. Okay? They need to be great facilitators. They need to be able to walk into a room and understand the dynamics and build agendas and bring people together to get work done. They need to be conscious of guiding people to the point of the agenda, getting everybody's voice into the room that wishes to engage, pulling people out of their shells if needed. Really understand how people work in a meeting setting and in a work setting. Okay? So they've got to get people so that they can get the best for the team so that team can do its best work. A lot of facilitation is really about making things easier for other people. And a great coach, a great Scrum Master is going to understand that. They need to understand team dynamics. As part of that, they need to be aware of how power plays work, of how the relationships work, how people change and evolve over time, how teams change and evolve over time. Very often there are going to be models in the back of their minds where they're thinking, okay, they're about here, and that means that I need to approach them in this way, and I need to help this part of the team get on a bit better, and they seem to have had a falling out. And whatever's going on in that group of people, called a team, who are working together to achieve something, they're constantly watching out for areas of slippage. How is it that, through no fault of their own very often, they're impacting the effectiveness of the organisation? I'm looking for somebody who understands business. And I don't mean that they can be a product owner. I mean they actually understand business. They understand the economic imperatives that drive most organisations. They can talk to senior leaders in a language they understand. They can read a P&L. Okay? The number of people I've worked with at the highest levels calling themselves an agile coach, an executive agile coach at times, who couldn't tell me whether or not they were spending money in the right way, worries me. Okay? Because at that level, very often, a lot of the decisions revolve around, are we spending the money in the right way? And we, as advisors to the people who work there, need to understand their language. We don't need to be experts, but we do need to understand how funding works, how it gets dished out in this organisation versus other organisations, how business works. And, as a side note, how products are developed. We don't need to be experts in product ownership, but we need to understand how product strategy works, how we cascade that information down through to the teams that traditionally we're thought to work with. So there's a lot going on in there, and I can unpack any one of these in much greater detail. Organisational change. I want somebody who gets it. I want somebody who understands how to catalyse change in a team, in a whole organisation. What are the levers to pull and which ones are the right ones today? How do we make these people view the world differently so that they can get to where they want to go? We're not working on behalf of anybody but those inside the organisational change itself. Okay, we're not doing things to people, but we have skills and knowledge to help them achieve what they want to achieve. And what are the impacts of them doing it and not doing it? Okay. I'm looking for people who can, alongside the organisational change, design organisations. They understand what different options there are, what the strengths and weaknesses of each are, and what could be a good fit for this problem in this organisation today, and help other people understand that. So not only are they great at changing organisations, they're great at understanding what the options are for that organisation in change to become, maybe temporarily, maybe for longer term. All right? But how do we set up organisations to be successful in the 21st century? And in terms of knowledge, to cap it all off, I want any agile coach that I work with to be a great coach. Somebody who helps people, partners with them to improve their thinking, be it the individual or the team, or right the way up at the top of the executive level. Somebody who is able to ask questions that provoke thinking, challenge people respectfully but forcefully if needed. Okay? I'm looking for people who are mentors, willing to bring their experience to bear, not in telling people what to do, but in helping them explore the space, taking benefit of your previous journey, the mistakes you've made. And you need to be a teacher. You need to be somebody who can explain the concepts that we talk about to anybody in the organisation at a moment's notice. You need to be willing and able to educate people every minute of your day. Okay? So that's all I'm looking for. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.